All right, short videos that are code specific. I am going to try and be brief because you need this information quickly and concisely. Here we go. Okay, individual code diagnosis time. P06DA through P06DE. These are codes for the oil pressure, oil pump mode control solenoid. There's a solenoid in the oil pump that switches it from low to high pressure mode. And I'm going to give you some quick details on that, and then I'm going to tell you what to think. So normally when you start it up and it's warm at idle, the thing's got 32 pounds, and it always does. If you rev it up to the limit, which is 3,000 RPM, if you're not in gear, it will artificially limit to 3,000 RPM. The oil pressure go up to 80 pounds or so. Over 3,000 to 3,500 RPM, the oil pump the solenoid kicks in, and it kicks into high pressure mode. It can go up as high as 130, 140 pounds. That's a lot of oil pressure. When the solenoid goes bad, which is very common, it either can't switch to high pressure, it's stuck in high pressure, it's just not responding when it's called to respond, and so on and so forth. Now, that sounds very scary. Oil pressure code, oh no, we're going to blow up an engine. Well, it turns out, even if it's stuck in low, the engine has more than enough oil pressure. 80 pounds is enough to keep your engine from grenading, unless you're drag racing or doing something crazy. And of course, above 30, it won't switch anyway till above 3,500 RPM. And many people, you could drive for months and not get up to 3,500 RPM because that's just not who you are, man. In that case, no harm is done. Now, when you take it to a shop, they want to either replace the oil pump or they claim you have a blown engine or whatever. Well, you can run with P06DA or P06DD indefinitely because it has enough oil pressure. The fix, you pull the bottom pan. It's tricky, but you can get the oil pump out and the solenoid comes with it. As of about a year ago, 2023 or so, the solenoid is now sold separately. There's two different schools of thought. Why would you bother? And you'd have to take the pump out to replace the solenoid. But it used to be you couldn't get the solenoid unless you bought the pump. The pump's about $300. The solenoid's, I think it's about $80, something like that. There's a point of disagreement. If you're going to take the oil pump out, why wouldn't you replace it? Because you've done all the hard work of taking it out. The other school of thought is, we have never failed an oil pump. They just don't fail. And so why would you spend money that you didn't? Why would you throw out a perfectly good oil pump just because of the solenoid? Replace just the solenoid. Either way, the important takeaway is that those codes, super common and near universal, and given enough time, and you can drive forever on those codes. In my personal opinion, I know this because I have. Should you fix it? Probably yeah, because you don't want the light being on, masking anything new that might happen, but at the same time, you could push that one off. Again, I believe we charge 3 hours for that, and it's about $300 for the pump. It's not particularly hard. Get a free oil change with it when you do it, because you got to take the pan off, man. All right, that's P06DA through DD. She's a goddamn lovely man.